Well, I guess I can't even remember like which is my cough button. I had a button assigned for that. I think actually all those things may be gone. I can check. Hotkeys, right? I got nothing in here. They're all a bunch of scenes. There we go. Oh, I do have some here that are probably, they need to be. All right. Well, there's obviously a bunch of things in my hotkeys. I don't actually don't have an idea what that all is about. So I don't know. I have the piano on. Okay, well. Okay, well. Okay, well. What am I listening to here? What's going on? Okay, well. What am I listening to here? What's going on? Oh. Dang. Okay, well, that was interesting. I don't know what was causing that, but okay, well, that was interesting. I don't know what was okay, I guess feedback is what was causing that. All right, so that's what was causing that, I guess. Uh, yeah, evidently. What's going on here with this? But all right. Well, I guess I should be like editing this. I put this over here. All right. Okay. All right. I guess that's it. Uh, I guess this is pretty good. I guess there aren't any more settings I need to change. All right. I guess I can shut that off then. Um, I haven't messed around with my camera rotation thing, so uh, while I'm doing this, I'm having a look at. Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'll be right back. Well, okay, so I'm streaming. I'm putting my earphones in. I don't think I have anything sound wise going on right now. I think I'm plugging this in. All right. Yeah. Well, sound check. I didn't turn my mic off, so it might have picked up some clicking. Yeah. So that's always a problem. Oh. Okay, I can type in here. Can I do this? Yeah, I can. Okay. Drinking my breakfast. So that's so cool. The string sound when you depress the sustain pedal. It's pretty good. It's pretty authentic. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So Yeah, I guess I should mute the mic while I'm doing that. Well, yeah, that works, I guess. Um, I'm not sure what I'm doing versus the. I mean, when you're doing electronic stuff, you're always uh, there are always so many variables. So so when you're trying to play something quiet or loud, I don't know. It's like I generally would run the piano without compression, but it seems like it probably records better with it. And uh, when I'm listening through this, I'm getting the raw piano sound, and when I'm if I'm listening through the monitor, which I guess I'm not monitoring anything here except for the desktop audio. I've got enough devices on here where I can uh, where I can just do whatever. Um, and I don't have to have like redundancy. So, but I can't actually hear that now. Like I'd have to turn monitoring on, I think, for me to be able to hear it. I think that's this. Monitor and output. Right? Okay, so now. Yeah, it's pretty good. It sounds fine. I can get a better idea of. I can get a better idea of how it sounds over the stream by listening. It's a little bit delayed for me. Probably on the order of 20 milliseconds or something. When I'm actually performing, when I'm using the main monitor, I have let's see. How do you advanced options? Oh, you don't look at the ASIO driver. What you do is you go into Pianotech, and I think if I go to the audio setup, I think it will show me the. I don't know, actually. Yeah. Oh, perf, right? Yeah. Here we go. Is this it? No, I actually don't know where that setting is. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. So I believe. When I'm playing like this, when I'm listening through the monitor, so like the general monitoring channel I'm using, I'm probably getting a delay of, I don't know. By the sounds of it, I'd say it's a 20 milliseconds or maybe a little less. It's not too bad, actually. The low latency monitor system in OBS has got much better. But actually, but when I'm listening direct, like, so if I take my my headphones, my earbuds, and plug it in directly to the main source, that's only 1.3 millisecond delay, so it sounds instantaneous. If it's under 10 milliseconds, it generally sounds instantaneous. So, yeah, so, yeah. I cannot detect any delay. Like I said, anything under 10 milliseconds, you really can't detect it. So it's not detectable. But if I go into the monitor, because I want to see kind of what it sounds like on the stream. So if I go in there, Of course, I have the monitor. I have a, if I want to really get an idea, I would probably monitor my microphone too. So let me do that. Yeah, so that gives me an idea. I'm hearing myself a little bit delayed, but not enough where it makes me talk too slow. So, but I can get an idea of the level here. So yeah, that's an acceptable level. I probably am getting some distortion because I'm using like heavy compression, and I've got a limiter on it, and I don't know, Piano Tech has a limiter built into it, so you don't actually need to do that. Maybe if I turn the limiter off. Doesn't really help really very much. So I could turn the volume down on the piano. Maybe turn the dynamics down a little bit. I don't know. Yeah. So the limiter switch is supposed to keep it from distorting when you play too loud. So so it's pretty hard to you can't really perform using this monitor system because there is a perceptible delay, so that's gonna affect your playing. So yeah. Well, I guess I don't know. I've got something to do in about an hour and a half. So I guess I can muck around. Okay, let me go ahead and turn my monitor off of my microphone and my stereo mix here. So you're using this this ASIO driver, async input output driver, in order to get a very low latency sound generation. And at the settings I'm currently using, I'm really getting a 1.3 millisecond delay, which is going to be imperceptible to a human. I think, like I said, around 10 or less is kind of that's kind of the somewhere in there. It might be a little more, a little less. I don't remember, but it's actually somewhere in there is where you really can't tell the delay. E in the chat from the great Babushka. So yeah, and I can't hear that now because I've got it plugged in the wrong way. I've got a I want to hear that now. I have to plug it into my main sound driver. That's where I have the ASIO hooked up. Uh, okay, I didn't know you were there. I thought you were out running errands. Uh, so I'm gonna send another E. So there you are. Someone on Discord. Hello. I'm experimenting with my ASIO driver here. Looks like my camera went blurry. I think it'll fix itself in a moment, though. Usually it does. Oh, okay. Well, it's I don't know how does the piano sound? I'm using a compressor limiter on it now to keep it from being too quiet, like over the stream. So quiet should be more in context. That's pretty far afield, that chord. It kind of works though. Uh, I don't know where's my uh I gotta turn my lights on so I can see a little bit what I'm doing here. Oh, here it is. I see. This is yeah. I I have some trouble like it's been a while since I've done the Roland A88 here, so some of the buttons I have to remember. But like this is a um oh, oh no. Okay. Well, clearly I didn't have my camera on properly. So the piano's pretty quiet. Okay. Well, that's good to know. It looks like it's pretty loud on the VU. So yeah, I'm kind of still messing around with the settings there. I've got the limiter set to -1 dB. And then the compressor is I could push that a little, like another dB up, maybe a couple. I don't want to squish it too much, but I feel like I might be squishing it too much now, but it gets in the red when I play. If you know, I mean, if it's comparable to the microphone, I really have my microphone punched right now, though. So, like, whatever I speak, it's really gonna punch. It's gonna it's the microphone's gonna punch up pretty loud. So, um, I've got a compressor limiter going there. Also, a lot of EQ in addition to the gates, and so yeah, like, but I can't. Right now, I can't hear how it sounds to you because I'm not monitoring the whole stream. But I was earlier. It sounded okay. So, uh, um, um, so what we're listening to here is a let me see if I can I should use the studio mode to set things up, but I'm just what I want to do is let me see, let me do a window capture maybe. um this might be interesting to Yeah, that'll work, right? And then let me see. Let me make that visible. I can make this bigger. That's good enough, right? So that's kind of so this is like mathematical modeling. Uh, so this is a Steinway B modified a little bit. This is a mathematical model of a Steinway B, which if I bought a Steinway B, it would cost about $200,000 or something like that, probably in today's money. I don't know. Like, I think they're pretty, like, I don't know. Let me, let's see what Brave Search AI. I'll say concert grand instead of talking about size. So this is there's $163,000. So while I would love to have a real one, and my Weber in the other room is pretty good sounding. It's not too shabby, but it's a little weak in the bass because it's got shorter strings. So it's a 5.5 foot or something like that, or 5.2 or something like that. So but Piano Tech has an update which I haven't gotten. I think they're up to the version 7 right now, so I really do need to update it. And there's probably a whole lot of enhancements to the sound. And I was thinking about upgrading it to the highest version too, which there's 3 tiers in Piano Tech, and this is the lowest one. This is what they call the performance model or the stage model or whatever. So you can get if you get the studio model, you can, or the professional model or whatever. I don't know what they're calling them right now, but you can you have more ability to do things with the sound. Like you can, like you can move the virtual microphones around in a way that you would like to have, and things like that. So, but with this, you're a little limited, and it's considering you're limited, it's actually pretty amazing. It's got this thing where you can turn the piano into a distressed piano. Like you can slide this puppy along, and then look what happens to the visuals when you get like see here, so it turns all yellow and the keys are all dirty, and then it's been sitting in a storage room for like 10 years, basically. So you can turn this down for like a more authentic sound, like it's a little bit out of tune or that type of thing. There's a whole bunch of things you can do. It's got like a lot of effects built into it, which are pretty extensive actually. But I generally don't mess with it. Like I've gotten a certain set of things on there, and so I've just kind of left it as it is. But like you can you can change the velocity curve of the keys, which right now is just a straight line. But there are some settings you can use to make it a little bit more amenable or a little bit more like a real piano. But it depends on your keyboard how you're going to set that up, because different MIDI controllers have different weights. And so this one's weighted pretty well. This really feels like a grand. It's pretty good. Yeah. So I guess my lunch is done. Yeah, that's pretty neat, isn't it? So this program at this level, this stage level, I think costs less than $100 US. Okay, well, listen, thank you for stopping by. And it's always good to see you. Another OG viewer stopped by yesterday too, so that was kind of neat. I don't know. I actually did a stream yesterday, so 2 days in a row. Yeah. Well, I mean, it appears like it's working. So I have to, when I listen back to this later, I'll be able to hear, like how much distortion I got by using all this compression on the piano. But I felt for a while like it needed something to keep it within an acceptable sound range. And some of the built-in settings on it are sort of toward that aim, but it doesn't work exactly like I want it to work. So I thought I'd try using OBS to kind of keep it in a range. I'm not on the camera, So I don't have I used to have a thing which would rotate through the cameras. This camera's not working right now, but I can make it work. And then I have a fourth one, which is a GoPro, and it's not currently turned on. But so there's a thing that OBS has called the advanced scene switcher, and you can just, one of the settings it has is to rotate on a time loop. So it became as as OBS got more updates, the version of the advanced scene switcher that I had was, became obsolete, so I had to uninstall it, and I haven't installed the new one. And I believe that the current scene switcher doesn't do any of this stuff. It really doesn't. There's an existing scene switcher that it comes with, and it basically just switches based on some conditions, like which window is active or things like that. So it does automatic scene switching for that reason, but it doesn't, like the advanced scene switcher has you can set all kinds of other things up, or you can set like automatic, like timing related things. And so I set like a camera rotation, which you can see in some of the old streams. It's kind of interesting because it kind of looks like it's deliberate when you look at it, but it's not. It's just on a timer. But I would say yeah. So yeah, when I turn that on, it flips through, like, I think I had it set through 3 of the cameras. Originally, it was just 2 of them, but I haven't looked for it yet. Like, I'd have to go download this again, like download a new version of it, because the old version I had, it doesn't work with the current version of OBS that I have. And OBS kind of keeps itself updated automatically, so eventually the plugins you put in it are going to be too old, so you have to keep those updated as well. So yeah, that's the story there. But like, when it comes to piano tech here, it's there's a lot of stuff you can do. Like, it's got like some EQ settings and some reverb settings and things like that, and then you can looks like I've beefed up the bass a little bit on it. I don't even know what is this. This is okay, I see. So that's interesting. Yeah, there's different stereo settings it has, and as you can see here, it has a 4th pedal. So like it has a virtual pedal, like the harmonic pedal is like it's something that's not possible in real life, but it's just something they added as a kind of a, like, if you put it down, it uses the piano as kind of a reverb itself. So it's kind of cool, but it doesn't really do anything for me. And I don't have a 4th pedal on the floor to actually access it. So, my I have a I have a triple pedals. I have a triple pedal rig on the floor here, so you can kind of see. So there's the soft pedal, there's the sostenuto pedal, and then there's the regular damper pedal. So you know, I can actuate those. Uh, so um, 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 well, that's kind of a long story. There's kind of a yes and a no in that. It's. I had a lot of instruction. Some of it was pretty haphazard. Um, when I was kind of in late the late tens and early teens range, I had a lot of. I had a couple of really serious teachers, and then when I was in my late 30s, I went to Portland State and got about 4/5 of a piano performance degree, so I didn't finish. But going to music school was pretty fun in a lot of ways. Um, I'll accentuate the positive there. So yeah, um, and then I did a lot of jazz study in my late teens. Um, Jazz jazz is very theory intensive, so it's highly technical, and it's more so you get a better understanding of music theory through the study of jazz. But like music theory goes a different way when you go to music school. It's a little slower and more rigorous, and you get it from a lot of different angles. And it eventually does end up enriching your understanding of a lot of things. But so I wouldn't say it was time wasted. Being in music school was probably, I don't know, being in that environment, it's good in general. I'd say, but this was in the late 90s and early 2000s, and I gotta say that for people that think this woke thing is pretty new, it's not that new. Let's just say that. I would say like the environment of the university environment was pretty intolerable in some ways, but I'm sure it's only gotten worse, but it was pretty bad while I was there. So I would say first time around, I went to engineering school, and I was, so that was in the late 70s and early 80s. And it wasn't so bad then. It was in some ways, but like it hadn't gotten into the sciences yet. So it was very, it was different in that way. Let's just say, this is I usually don't talk about stuff like this on a stream, especially on YouTube, but I don't even know. Have I broken any rules yet, or who knows? They're getting awfully picky on YouTube. So I generally stay away from that kind of stuff, but I'm not monitoring my stream, so I don't even know if I'm still online for sure. I mean, I probably am on Twitter for sure. So, but certainly I appreciate what Elon has done for the platform. And he's gotten a lot more people to come back to it, so it's gotten much bigger. So, when it comes to this idea of people selling your information, that's never really bothered me. To be perfectly honest, if you have a business model and you have a website that provides something to me for free, I'm happy to provide my data in whatever way you can use it, but it's not, what I object to is not having certain things available to me. I personally think that if he can make money from telemetry data from all of his users, then that's marketable. That keeps the service to be free too. And also I don't mind supporting it. I do have Twitter Blue, so I'm happy to pay for it. And I think it's kind of funny having the check mark. So it's well worth it too. If you like to follow people back that follow you, it's also it gives you more follows per day. So you don't get sent to Twitter jail for following too many people in a day. It's pretty hard to follow 1,000 people in a day. So I think that for that alone, it's worth it. So now, just when I look on your profile personally, Terry, I think you're following too many. And once you get over 5,000 followers, then you got to want to keep those numbers about the same. And it's not going to let you follow more than 5,000 until your numbers go up. So that's the way it works. So, but in any case, as they've worked some of the bugs out of Twitter Blue, it's actually gotten much smoother, and it's definitely well worth it. There's a lot of features to it that I don't even use, and they are pretty cool, though. I don't really take advantage of it that much. Like, you can edit a tweet for 30 minutes if it's an original tweet, or you have like 30 seconds to look over a reply that you make and make sure that it's good, and you can fix it if you want. You got 30 seconds to go over it, and things like that. So a lot of the other features, I don't think I'm not in the community notes program right now. I don't think I'm big enough. I think users have to be a little bigger than I am in order to get invited into it. So I'm not really sure how it works, but it's actually been pretty effective. I know that like Styx Hexenhammer is in the community notes program, so he's talked about how it works a lot. So well, you have to get it. You have to get it. Well, you have to use the web to get it, I think. I mean, I'm not sure if he allowed it. Like, I don't know if you can sign up to it using Android. You might have to use a web browser. You can use a web browser on your phone to do it. But you can also use a web browser on your computer if you have one. I think most people have a PC lying around somewhere in the house, right? But yeah, it's not too hard really, and it takes a few days for the check mark to appear. They I don't know exactly what they verify because I mean, I don't have any personal information in my account really. But it took about, it said up to a couple of weeks, but actually it appeared, I think, on like after about 3 days when I got Twitter Blue. I think the check mark appeared then. And then if you change your handle, or if you change your username, also your handle or your account name kind of thing, or your picture. If you change any of that, the check mark will go away for a while and then it will appear again later. But I have never changed anything, so I don't know. Like I haven't experienced that personally, but you can change your handle just like normal, but your check mark will go away for a little while until they figure out that you're not impersonating someone or something like that. So, there's kind of a new rule where if you're doing a parody account, you have to put it in your description, or not just in your description, like in your bio, you have to put it in the title. So, yeah, you can get it if you use a web browser. I don't know if you can get it on the... Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, because you're using Google to be on Twitter. I assume you use Google to sign into your Twitter account, so you'd have to jump through some hoops to get... Yeah, if you use Google to sign into things, that's like using Facebook to sign into things. And I'll use Facebook to sign into things that aren't very important, but if they are important to me, I usually create an actual regular account. And you might be able to go into Twitter and fix that and make like a separate your account off from Google. But I'm not sure how you would do that. Maybe you could get on a forum and ask, like, a Twitter group and like ask about it, like how to do it, and maybe search it out, because there might even be like a YouTube video that explains how to do it. Like how to extract yourself from the Google sign-in. You might need to make another account. I don't know. I mean, I don't think you do, though. I think there's probably ways to fix it. But that's why I think it's generally better not to sign in with with another social media account, like using Google to sign in to Twitter or Facebook or that type of thing. I think generally that's not a good idea, unless it's something that's not important. Like, you go to you go to a site where you buy like underwear or something, and you use Facebook to sign into that. But it's probably doable, or maybe you just need to figure out your Google sign in stuff so you could figure out what to do. I don't know. But anyway, you don't have to have it, but it is, I will say it's been good. It is worth having. So, um, uh, maybe talking to someone in tech support would help. I don't know what kind of tech support they have at Twitter, but um, but that sounds to me like that's what your problem is. So, um, yeah, it's kind of interesting that a lot of the crybabies that said they wouldn't pay for it are paying for it now. So that's kind of funny too, and so I actually don't care about the check mark. I although it is funny to have it, but I think it's also just, I think the features are pretty good. So particularly you can follow more people without getting dinged. So for people in our sphere of in our sphere of our level of membership, whatever we have, this kind of follow for follow, kind of follow back universe that we're in. I think for those people, it really actually makes a lot of sense. So, and so there's something in this service, I would say, for everyone as far as what you get out of it. I think there's there's something, there's something for everyone. There's stuff that benefits low-level people like us, and then there's stuff that benefit people that have lots of followers and have actually produced content in Twitter, so they're actually followed a lot more than they follow anyone back. Like I said, it's pretty amazing to see anyone that's done so much following back, like Daniel I can't remember his last name though. DFB Harvard is his handle, and he's got like 200 and something thousand, and he's managed to follow back a lot of people until he hit about 150 something when he had a little trouble keeping up. But most yeah, he's pretty cool. He's uh he's like, and there's a few like celebrities that follow people back, uh like Rita Cosby has followed me. So, and she pretty much follows back everyone. I don't know how she has time for it. But I mean, she might have people that help her do it, but uh she clearly doesn't have much time to talk to people, but but the fact that she makes an attempt to follow people back is pretty amazing, really, when you think about it. Because anyone, if you're on like television or something, then it's pretty hard because more people are going to know you, and so if you put your Twitter handle up on your TV show or whatever, you're going to get so many follows that it's going to be pretty hard to follow everyone back. But Yeah, she doesn't have blue yet, but she probably should get it because of that. But um maybe she will, I don't know. Yeah, and if you have something that's important that you want to put out, if you go through your followers and pick, people like him or like Daniel or some of the bigger ones, and you tag them all, and then you DM them with your tweet, which will increase their possibility of seeing it. You could definitely boost your retweets by doing that. And people like Elon, they don't really understand, because they're big celebrities, so they can just put a regular tweet out and millions of people will see it. But we have to kind of amplify our tweets, so we'll they have retweet rooms you can join and stuff like that. And um I'm like belong to some of those, and I use them when I put out something. But that actually helps too, especially if you do it during the day when everyone is awake. So maybe I should make one. I'm multitasking again, not very well. Okay. Here we go, I guess. I am going to have to go at some point here because I have an appointment at like 3 o'clock. So um, we'll see how it goes. Um, um, so, am I plugged in the right place? Yes, I am. Okay. So, there's more people watching now. A little bit, a few more. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a there definitely are a lot of things that are cool about being in this kind of nobody level or whatever. Like I call it like the no, like we're in the no talent bum kind of tier of Twitter. So compared to the microphone, but there is, it's true. I agree. I agree. It's just kind of a joke, kind of the no talent bum level. It's like you're just being a regular person. You're following people back. They're following you. You're posting memes every once in a while. Like there's some really talented people at this level. Um, but uh, it's a lot of it is about consistency though. So like some people will, like people like say Cat Turd for example. Like he puts a lot of effort into his posts and he's always posting things. Some of them are pretty obvious. Some of them are not that original, but some of them are. Sometimes his takes are very original. Sometimes he's just posting what we're all thinking about. So, but and he's like a good example of that. But he puts a lot of work into it. And then some people make fancier, like say Captain Deplorable. He does the DJT impersonation that's so good. Um, And so he posts all that content on Twitter, so that's got to get him a lot of attention. I don't know where he's like. He might have started on TikTok for all I know. I'm really not sure. He has a YouTube channel. He does a podcast, like as Captain Deplorable. It's pretty amazing. It's hilarious. He answers questions and stuff, and he does that perfect imitation. It's so hilarious. If I could if I could manage an imitation of DJT that's maybe even like 40% as good as his, I would be happy. But uh, Captain Deplorable, Captain Deplorable is his. If you search him out on Twitter, he's hilarious. Yeah, it's just hilarious. Maybe I should play a Captain Deplorable video on the stream here. Uh so I need to set up for that, like I need a dedicated let me see. Um I need a dedicated browser window for that. Um so uh, so uh Well, I got to make this smaller so I can alt this up. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so the list thing, that's pretty good, huh? I should use that more. It would actually help. So let's see here. I'm sure I'm following him. Right? Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Is this the so here we go.
For another wild week. Let's go.
Right, I'm not
the Captain Deplorable 45.
Hang on. I gotta get into the monitor here so I can hear what you're hearing. Don't I? Otherwise it's no fun, is it? So
Okay, it's time to head into the press room. It's time for another press conference with Captain Deplorable. Let's see what the fake news has in store for us today. Join us for another wild week. Let's go. You are listening to the Captain Deplorable 45 podcast, a podcast for deplorables by deplorables, for the people by the people, the greatest podcast in the history of the world. Believe me.
This is your weekly press conference brought to you by CaptainDeplorable45.com.
Well, it's been a busy week. Let's see what we have. Let's start with, let's go to you. Right there. Go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. Kara Lee, 729 from True Social here. Each week, we learn more and more about the 51 intelligence officials that knowingly lied about the Hunter Biden laptop just prior to the 2020 election. This is clear election interference. So when will their security clearances be pulled and investigations begin?
It's going to happen when I become your president again. That's when it's going to happen. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about the fact that the people have been lied to for a long time. Election interference. They said it was Russia, Russia, Russia. Every single time. After some discussions, they blame it on the Russians. That's my new favorite rhyme. And that's what...
He is very funny. And he does some shorts on Twitter that are good, you know. He does videos where like he pulls into like Jack in the Box or McDonald's and he orders stuff at the drive-through and stuff like that. Like this is his podcast here, but he has like these little shorts here are...
Well, I was right again. It came from the Wuhan lab in China, and now everybody's saying it. That's why we called it the China virus, because it came from the lab in, say it with me, China. And the fake news wanted to tell you it came from bat soup. I call that bat soup crazy. Nobody believed it. It's fake news. It came from China just like the spy balloon, and I'm not talking about Whoopi Goldberg. I'm talking about that big Chinese spy balloon that never would have happened if I was your president. It came from China just like Eric Swalwell's mistress. Remember him? I call him his flatulence. He let one go on live television. What a disgrace. His mistress, Fang Fang, also came from China. Trump was right again, and Trump was right about everything, and we're all getting used to saying it. I was right again, and now it's time to make America great again.
Believe me. It's just funny stuff. um if I monitor the piano, then I can kind of hear it. There's a little bit of a delay, but OBS now has this OBS now has this low latency monitoring thing. So if you turn that on, you get a very low, it's a very slight delay. So you can listen to your own voice and stuff. It's still not good enough to have it on all the time. And, you know, they tell you in broadcasting that you should actually have your voice in your ears. But I found that difficult to do with like some of these mics, like this mic and that one there. They both have monitoring channels, but they're not of course, you don't hear the effects that you put on your voice. So, you know, the voice I have going here is, you know, like the way I have my voice being EQ'd and stuff is very specific, and so that wouldn't come across through monitoring through one of these mics, because this would be direct monitoring. So there's no delay, you know. But so you'd have to have something to give you something close to what your voice is going to sound like. Otherwise, it's a little confusing because it doesn't really sound like, you know. See, to me, it sounds great. I'm listening to the stream sound. So,
Hey, I'm being indicted by Fat Alvin Bragg. What a disgrace. He's a big, fat disgrace. What a terrible person. And they would call it a circus. I would call it a circus, but everybody's talking about it. The circus has been canceled because Fat Alvin Bragg has to use the tent as his suit jacket these days. That's what people are saying. Everybody's talking about it. You know, they say you could indict a ham sandwich, but Fat Alvin Bragg, Rosie O'Donnell, and Joy Behar ate all of the ham sandwiches. Now there's nothing left. Fat Alvin Bragg, soft on crime, tough on Twinkies, believe me. Hey.
Oh my god. Okay. Uh I wouldn't be surprised. He's pretty big. He's the best out there. He's amazingly good. That's like a spot on imitation. Plus, he knows everything like about him that's funny, so he plays it up. You know, it's yeah. Well, I guess I better go. I've got an appointment at. Well, I got a few more minutes. I got an appointment at 3 o'clock, and I really only have to check in 5 minutes early, so I guess I could hang around for a little while longer. Um, I might be back later, and I might never be back. I don't know. I've been saying that, although right now it feels like I like streaming enough where I probably will come back. So, um, getting in the habit of it is a good part of it. So, you know, I think that's uh getting in the swing of it is probably part of it. You know, you become familiar with it again. And I did not announce the stream this time on Twitter. I announced it on Discord, but that's about it. Um, I don't have a huge Discord following, so there's a few people on there, but um, some of them may pay attention when I announce it, and some of them I don't know. And then Twitter automatically announces it, but it doesn't like tag a bunch of people. I I could uh so um yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe I'm going to go. I guess it's probably about time. So I guess I'll see y'all later. I'll see you when I see you, etc. I do have this appointment to do. It's a Zoom meeting I have to do, so I guess I better get logged into it and make sure it's all working. All right, well, I'll talk to you guys later.